Welcome, travelers! If you're new here, my name is Brenna. I am your overstuffed with story fluff DM, and welcome to Tales from the Catacombs. This is our tabletop RPG. Catherine's face gets me every time. I literally look for Catherine's reactions when I say something.
Oh, it's so cute, and every time it's so beautiful.
There was one time, one of the ones I said, which I think was perennial millennial, and she actually made that. She used that in her Discord for me, and that's my favorite one so far. Anyway, this is our tabletop RPG experience that we are adventure that we are thrilled to share with you. This game uses the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition system and rules, and the setting is a homebrew based on the rock album Razia's Shadow by Forgive Durden. Before we get too lost in our adventure for tonight, a couple of things, because we haven't been here in a little bit. We've had a couple of things going on, but we are back and I'm very excited. So as a reminder, we are consistently on a push to grow the channel, to find more people who are interested in more tabletop RPGs in a, what I like to think, maybe a little biased, is a better quote-unquote environment. I don't know. Some things that we do differently than other actual plays, and if you like it, then make sure you let people know. When we hit, what's our next subscriber goal?
250?
3,000.
10 million. 250. 250. We will have another fun giveaway that I hope might include some fun stuff like new merch. Check out the shirt. Isn't that fun? It's got our logo on it.
You're not high enough. You might need to like.
What? Can you see it now?
There you go.
There it is. It looks that cool too. I'm a little thing. But we do have, I forgot to ask David, who otherwise absolutely would do it because he's great like that. I forgot to ask him to put the link in there for our loot store, but it is open and you can get yourself some Catacombs gear. And we'll add that as part of our next big giveaway when we hit 250 subscribers. I'm still gently nudging Catherine, who's going to be running a very exciting D&D one-shot for us, which was for a different giveaway. I think it was our before the end of the year. Yeah, 200 prior to the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's gonna happen soon. Life's just been a little more chaotic than I anticipated.
We give grace. We only gently nudge, and I've been given permission to gently nudge, and so I shall gently nudge. But that is something else exciting coming up. So if you are not yet subscribed, if you haven't told your friends about it, who are also interested in tabletop RPGs, do that now. So be sure to like this video as well. That helps us in all the fun algorithms. Subscribe to the channel, help us get towards our next giveaways, and leave a little comment below, also helping the algorithms. Answering the following question. What is your favorite vacation destination? And someone fact check me and see if I've used that question already. It sounded terribly familiar as I was typing it. I feel like I might have used it already.
I feel like maybe, but I don't know.
Doesn't it sound like vaguely like maybe?
Maybe it was on the context of vacation, but I feel like at least favorite place has been used.
One of my favorite questions is still like, what D&D monster is like equivalent to your personality or something? I don't know. I think Catherine had a really fun answer for that. We'll have to go back to that VOD and find it. Anyway, without further ado, please enjoy this session of Razia's Shadow, a 1,000-year interlude. Let's recap. Session 47. Fingers crossed. Bells and whistleblowers. Despite his tricks and maneuvers, the Ruby Blade couldn't outdo the Vivere in determination, and they defeated him. They also successfully destroyed his actual blade made of ruby, after much wondering if this was even possible. As they collected what little remained, Snow discovered a shard of dark focus buried below their enemy's cloak. Ste'yn took a moment to commune with her goddess, Atala, for where the group should go next. It was agreed that they would return to Gratimino. As the Vivere approached, they immediately noticed that the Rally District was heavily guarded, and merchants trying to leave were being harassed and forced to take metal medallions with them. In fact, anyone within the city was being made to wear the medallions. The Vivere tricked their way inside to regroup with Captain Nora Isalin, only to find her home destroyed and the remains being guarded. By a stroke of luck, Canyon was one of the 2 Peace Watch on site, which gave Beau time to investigate the house. It seemed the house was purposely staged to look that way. They couldn't find other allies within the rally, and whispers around the district led them to believe other allies were being targeted for arrest. They began looking for Nora in the Peace District. The entrance was guarded just as heavily as the rally. They smooth-talked their way inside, dodging another forceful offer of the cursed medallions. Their first stop was the Inquirer's Ward, and by a second stroke of luck, they found exactly who they were seeking. Only when they found Nora, she was once again looking ill, in the same manner as when she was last exposed to the dark. So, let me shuffle my notes over here. Welcome back, guys. This is exciting. It's been too long.
Indeed.
So you are in the Peace District of Grati-Minot, in the Inquirer's Ward specifically, slightly blocked off part of the city, stone walls, and very highfalutin. It thinks very highly of itself, this side of the city. And in one of the alleys between some of the shops, some of the storefronts or buildings, is where you have found Captain Nora Isalin laying on the ground, kind of perched up against the wall, looking not excellent, pale, tired, kind of slouched, and she's looking up at you as you have approached her.
Does she see through our clever disguises?
That's a great question. Remind me again.
I think Viola's the one wearing the same hat that he gave Nora.
Ste'yn's in the pirate.
Ste'yn's in the pirate.
I knew somebody was who was either. Viola, I think, has the hooded
Somebody's a
mask
pirate.
because of her hair.
I don't know if she has a mask on. She might have a. I don't know. I know she has a hood.
Viola was our muted acolyte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ste'yn was our
pirate bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And Beau is in penance because he's wearing curtains, essentially.
That's right, the curtains he picked up from the Not Mundane Arcane after it was ransacked. Uh-huh. And Snow was the head acolyte, was that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Snow is a cleric of Dual Deer.
Yes, because he, in fact, has that knowledge, so it's technically sort of not deception, sort of. Let's see if she recognizes you.
She's gonna think it's a fever dream.
Yeah, she's like, did I die while I was laying here?
Poor Nora.
Are you all right?
Oh no.
She looks up at you. Give me an insight check, all of you.
He's blind. And then she looks up and we can see she can't see.
Just black pupils, black eyes, all of it.
25.
I thought you said just black people. I was like, what are you trying to say, bro? Just black
Listen,
people.
I'm allowed.
I got 7.
7.
28.
28. I think Viola already said her 21. And what was yours again, Viola?
25.
Excellent. Ste'yn, Snow, and Viola, you see through the fatigue, like she's almost too worn to react much to anything. But you spot a note of fear in her eyes, as if being caught. She slightly straightens up, but her hands are kind of on the ground as if preparing to maybe push herself up as best as she could, although you don't suspect if she tried, she would get terribly far, terribly fast.
Nora, what are you doing?
The unmistakable voice of Beau.
Even Beau can tell she now looks very confused. I'm
Snow
sorry?
will go into the alley with her out of sight of the street, drop disguise self, so he looks like himself, and then puts it back up. Hi.
No?
Captain Nora, are you,
You
alright?
do not
You're
look
not
well.
alright.
I told you four not to come back here. Why are you here?
Why are you in the back of an alley? Collapse.
I think that's a better question.
Too many voices. Oh my
What
head.
are you doing?
Well, I was hoping to remain mostly out of sight.
You didn't do a very good job.
Well,
To what end? What are you attempting?
I was attempting to stay out of sight.
But
It
why?
seems that it seems that most people I thought could be trusted cannot.
Well, we told you that.
That's all well and good, but you have to start somewhere. And for as long as I understood, well, there were some people I thought I could trust.
So did
I didn't
someone
think
betray you?
No one specifically. Just, it seems Peace Watch specifically cannot. Well, there's some, maybe, who don't seem as... She rubs her head again. Ugh.
On the subject of trust, though, you could be an illusion. Tell us something only Nora would know.
Well, she's illusion. We can just push her.
Please don't push me.
I don't need to push her. We can easily.
Well, I know you are who you
that
say
she
you
is
are,
who she
anyway.
says she is.
All right, well, verify yourself. Are you a
You're
person?
naive.
How would you like me to do that?
Last 4 digits of your social.
What is
We
a
just pull out one of
social?
the. Click all the bikes in this picture.
It's just a minor. It's just a minor illusion board of various images. Please notice the cart wheels. Please only touch the cart wheels in this image. She shrugs. I don't know what to tell you. What you were in my home less than a week ago. You were.
Everyone knows that.
Fair enough. You're quite wanted around here now, which is why I told you not to come back.
After our
seems that-
testing, I asked you a question on something. What did I ask you about?
It was like 5 years ago.
It was more like
It's 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago. I was going to say
feels
3,
like
but then she
5
said 2, so I merged together.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Quite a lot
You-
has happened in that time.
No. You had asked me about Gen.
All right. Well, she at least is right on that.
Mm.
We could still do the push method.
Please don't push me. And you can see her starting to try and stand.
No,
her arms are
just
shaking a bit, and she
stay.
tries to. I'm all right.
Diane's gonna kneel by her and try to get a do a medicine check, basically, to see how she's doing, what her status is, how much she's faking being okay. I mean, we can tell she's not, but like, how bad is she
Sure.
right now?
Sure, go ahead, roll medicine.
That's a 30-20.
Okay. It looks very similar to when you had seen her in her home when she was very pale, but you don't see any of the black lines, that inkiness under her skin this time. It looks like maybe an earlier, just a lesser version of when she'd been exposed to darkness. But even that just seems to take a lot out of her. But at least she's conscious and conversing. and able to move.
How long have you been in this state?
Not long. I was
You
here.
know what triggered it?
Yes. And she nudges her head back out of the alley, and she says, "And Stormwatch Tower. That's where I was. I was hoping to find the last of my novices. Since you mentioned it was so important, I didn't realize you knew Cynthia would be difficult to find or difficult to get a hold of. I began warning the other novices immediately when something was amiss. And quickly after that is when I realized that even the Peace Watch could not be trusted.
So
At first,
where are the novices now? That you contacted?
they're out of sight. They'll be fine.
But they're in range to actually do something, right? That is what they signed up to do.
They are. But I don't want them to if they don't need to. Whatever is happening here was not something a novice was supposed to interact with. This was not for you.
Well,
I
desperate
don't know what's
times,
happening.
it doesn't really matter your position.
You're right, and it seems you four have been dragged deeper into this than you maybe even imagined.
I think we kind of ran into it more than dragged, but
I think we brought some of it upon ourselves.
Bit of both.
But no matter what, we're here to fight for the light, and so we're going to do that.
So, was it just the tower you were looking for Cynthia, or is there something else?
I managed to find the others. She was the only one I couldn't find. And when I thought of where she might be, the Inquirer's Ward, she spends a lot of time there. By that point already, the Peace Watch made it clear to me that I was not welcome. So getting here was tricky. It's very open, very obvious, and there seems to be a higher presence of Peace Watch than I would think is necessary, even during the festival season. When I got here, managed to get inside, it was the strangest thing. She was in a room with one of the tutors, a small, gnomish man. I was going to tell her to come with me. He was insistent that she remain, and he took something out of his pocket. It was glowing red, and then all of a sudden the entire room was filled with darkness. It was that same mist, but
That'll get you.
thicker. I had to leave.
I'm surprised you made it. Good job.
Thank you.
Snow gives her a pat.
Uh-huh.
That
I
must
didn't
be
take
So-
it
really
over the condescending type.
No, I wasn't condescending. I meant it.
Oh. Well, my apologies then. Thank you.
So, did they ever leave the tower? Have you not noticed?
I don't think they did. They're all preparing for tonight's festivities.
It's not going to be festivities, I can tell you that much.
I believe you. Whatever is happening here is between what I've seen now, between how strange the city feels now, and everything with Nina, and from early in the week, whatever's happening here is going to be dreadful.
Why'd you blow up your house?
Good question.
She pauses for a minute. Because I needed a place to hide the novices.
By killing them?
No, Beau.
Yeah,
Oh,
Well,
that'll do it.
clarify it.
I don't
they
know
underneath?
who all I don't know who all could be listening.
It's very
The
wise.
city's not safe.
Well, if they're already listening, then they know that's where you have the novices.
We could stop saying that.
We could.
We
So
could
we
get
should
somewhere.
get someone more safe. Any suggestions?
Most importantly, we need to get Cynthia out of there. She's the only one left.
Yeah, we can do that, but what, you gotta be safe.
Well, she's
I'll be
fine.
fine.
It's not doing it.
I can move elsewhere.
Forgive me
I
for
can
not
find a
believing
place
you.
to be. I've lasted this long.
It's fine. We
This?
should go to the tower. She can do what she needs to.
Is there anywhere even like in this alleyway that looks more secluded or looks like we could hide her better or something?
Give me a perception check.
Eh.
I worry, guys. Ste'yn's not very good at these.
We got a 29.
The alley extends. She easily could have been further into the alley. You don't know. Maybe she stopped shorter because she was weak, or because maybe she was keeping an eye out for something. But the alley does continue in. There are other like sides of storefronts and buildings that would be further from the front of the Inquirer's ward and further from Stormwatch Tower and its other courtyard and such.
All right, so we go in, we get Cynthia, we meet you back here, and then we go somewhere more. Not an alley?
Well, I would say we go back to where the novices are hidden, so that way we can get them to help us with tonight.
Well, yeah, that would be like step 4 or 5. I don't remember how many steps I gave.
I suppose
All
go
right,
and get
sounds
Cynthia's
good.
first step, and we'll meet more. Nor you stay here. We need you.
I'm in no position to go very far yet. I just need a little bit of rest.
Wait, why don't we just put her on like the roof? We're
On
by
the roof?
buildings. We can just put her up there.
We
How
could
many
also just, if we have an
It's not
extra
like
cloak,
people are
like give her
flying
that
by.
so she can hide herself a little bit better.
Cool.
Do we have an extra cloak? I mean, Beau's wearing curtains. I don't think we exactly have a treasure trove of options to us right now.
Dave
Hold
has
on,
investments.
Let me pull out the bag of holding. I have a blanket. Well, it's Ste'yn's
Back
blanket,
work?
but you know.
She could use it.
Better than nothing.
Got a
I've got an
disguise
engagement
kit
ring.
that can help.
An engagement
Here, Nora,
ring?
here's an engagement ring. Hide.
Oh, how pretty!
Oh, where's your
no one will
husband?
ever suspect it.
Your husband? Where is he?
I don't know.
Do you think he's one that can be trusted?
She pauses another moment.
I don't
think
mean
so.
to be rude or come off as questioning someone that you seem to care about, but in
Do
this
you
time-
care about him?
Well,
She does not look in your direction, Beau. She keeps her eyes on Ste'yn and just nods, and she says, "I believe he is. But he is higher up in rank, and thus I'm
What
sure
about
the Peace Watch would have even
Storcom?
more against him." What about him?
Is he in the city? Is he trustworthy?
I don't know the comings and goings of gods.
Just a guard.
All right.
all right.
Reputation
Well,
alone,
let's-
though, I would say he would be trustworthy. That's all I have to go
Well,
on.
Yeah, that's not much. Let's get you further back.
You can walk. We're going the other direction.
We can spare 20 seconds to help her. And Ste'yn will maybe get Viola to, and they'll help sort of half carry, half walk her down further into the alleyway.
Okay. She gets up. She lets you. She seems hesitant at first to let you help her, and she's clearly trying to do as much as she can on her own. But a majority of the heavy lifting does come from the two of you. You find a bend in the alley that is. It feels darker. Just the buildings are just overhead, and it seems like it's definitely further out of sight. You're just leaving her there?
Setting her there.
Snow's gonna give her a pat on the shoulder and give her guidance.
How long does guidance last?
A minute.
A minute.
Nice. Nice.
Beau gives her.
Good luck with the next minute.
Beau does
Something
word
happens in
of
the next-
misfortune to level it out. Should be
Ste'yn
good
will
if she
give
tries
her
to do an ability,
the
but bad if
rations
she
and
has a saving
water
throw.
skin.
What does Ste'yn do?
Ste'yn gives her some food and water to help her maybe come back a little bit.
Viola gives her a thumbs up.
I was joking on the word of
Yes, a week.
misfortune, by the way.
I'm doing my
I
part.
imagine. She gives a weak little thumbs up back to you. She says, whatever that was, don't underestimate whoever that person is. Anyone who can simply summon darkness, that's not...
I mean, we've
That's
killed
not
many
normal.
things that summon darkness at this point.
Literally
Let's
just
summon
this
it?
morning.
Yes.
Like
Just this morning.
an
yes.
hour ago?
Hey,
2 hours
Nora.
ago? I don't know.
Guess what?
No, that was
We
the whole
killed
thing
a
with the dragon.
while
Yeah, we
you were
also
gone.
killed a dragon.
We did do that.
What?
Do you know any other novices that have done that?
I can easily say no. No, I do not.
Well, that's
So
because
don't
most of them
worry
are
about
just doing
it.
touch
Seriousness.
duty.
Yeah,
Wait,
so we're gonna go get Cynthia and we'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Wait, are you actually serious?
We're serious
Take a
about
nap,
everything
it's
except
alright.
for the 10 minutes. It'll probably take us longer than that. But
No,
Why
probably
was-
less than that.
we
Why
still
would
have
it
to
be a
get there.
dragon?
It was in the
Where
swamp.
In a tree.
We can give you the whole story later. It is pretty epic.
So we'll just let you sit there and ruminate, and we'll be back.
Oh, you know what Beau will give her?
Hmm.
Beau is going to toss her. Wait a minute. Where is it? Where is it? He's
Oh,
going to toss her a dragon tooth as evidence.
boom.
Boom.
You toss
Mic
this
drop.
this tooth the size of your hand into her lap, and she kind of jumps for a moment, gently pokes at it before she picks it up. What in the world?
A dragon tooth.
They've got more of them.
We have a lot of stuff.
I
I didn't think you would want to be
Believe
coated in its
you.
blood.
no. No, I really don't.
Let's not put anything in blood. Let's go get Cynthia before we shatter Ponora's world even more.
I feel like this is going to be a very strange day.
I certainly
Um,
hope so.
What day
Mhm.
hasn't been strange since we got here?
Funnily enough, I've asked myself the same thing since I got here.
All those
But
days when
anyway.
we were getting ready for this festival.
Those were good days. I miss those days. They seemed easier.
They were boring.
We'll get back to easier days.
I would like that.
All right, well, let's get going. And Beau's going to start walking off.
Okay. And
Yes.
the
Ste'yn would like to find out from Nora exactly where in the tower she saw Cynthia, that we're not going on a wild goose chase.
Sure. She tells you that she saw Cynthia. So when you enter Stormwatch Tower, it is just a spire. There's a few different levels with a rounded staircase that will traverse the entire thing. And it was just on the first level, there's a row of classrooms. She had entered one of them. She doesn't remember exactly which of them, but there was a classroom that she had entered on the first level. I guess technically second level.
And she said it was a gnome, a gnome instructor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Back in a jiffy.
All right. Yeah. As you give me a quick perception check as you guys turn to leave.
I don't remember if Beau did anything with the gnome any of the times.
19.
But he ignored a lot of people. 11.
Mhm.
I think that one bandit wizard was a gnome, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, but we killed him.
Right. But maybe not.
Granted, well,
8.
8.
Beau still has his spell book.
I still have to get to you about that.
Oh.
Sorry. Give me your numbers one more time. They were spaced out.
11.
19.
22.
8.
8. Fantastic. Beau, Ste'yn, and Viola, you note that despite her obvious surprise for this dragon tooth, she, as you guys are leaving, she kind of lays it in her lap, and her hand just kind of rests over her chest, and you might otherwise think she's just kind of catching her breath, but you also see she's kind of holding, it's like she's making a motion like she's holding something beneath it, and you recall that she does have her locket that she wears. She seems to be
Absorbing the teeth.
grasping it.
She's part
Who
dragon.
knows what's going on?
She has
They
white
killed my
hair. She's
ancestor.
she's Daenerys, really. Where are my dragons?
If you braided Nora's hair, oh, you guys should take some time to braid her hair. She could look just
Not
like
now.
Listen,
Maybe later.
Another time.
I think there's plenty of time. No.
Listen, after all this settles, we'll have a tea party, we'll do a hair braiding circle, it'll be fine.
That would be so
Absolutely.
fun. Okay.
Make our way to the tower.
You make
Yeah.
your way back out of the alley. You're back into kind of the heart of the Inquirer's Ward. You see, as you're coming closer, there's still that small area of the courtyard partitioned off, the tables that are set out. Looks like it's preparing for some kind of event, some kind of creating thing, whatever, that you tie to the reaping lights later this evening. When you approach the tower itself, unlike the library where there is someone generally kind of standing outside of it, oddly enough, you do not see anyone standing outside.
Oh, I thought someone stood outside of this because that's where we saw what's his face that got all offended at Beau, and then he
Oh,
told him to go to the
yeah,
library,
that
and they went
guy.
right
I was
inside.
outside the library.
No, he
Was
had to
it
go. He
the library
pointed
or
to the
Stormwatch?
library, and Beau went down there because he was first going to go in the tower.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I also thought for some reason, I guess that makes more sense that he'd be
Yeah,
at the
nobody was
at
guarding
Stormwatch
the
Tower than the
library
library.
before.
Who guards the
was-
library?
Someone who really likes
What-
books.
What are you keeping in there?
Books can be quite valuable.
You
First
know?
edition Bibles. That's what they're
Ask
keeping. in
Catherine
there.
where she was before our game. Yeah, you don't. You note that this time, my mistake. You note that this time, the doors are not guarded. They're not blocked. Going into Stormwatch Tower, they're not open either. But no one is standing there. They're these two ornate, easily 15-foot high, just overwhelming doors, beautifully designed along with the rest of this almost classically archaic and like highfalutin wizard-looking tower. So you stand before the front doors.
We open the front door and walk in.
Okay. That's aggressive.
We go
I was-
inside.
I was just like, do we want to
Fight
detect
me.
magic? before?
Viola, are you opening the front door?
Yeah.
Give me a strength athletics check, please.
Hey, I get advantage on these. Opening doors is the best.
I love
This is where we're gonna be for the rest of the evening, guys.
Brenna wasn't prepared
24.
for a session tonight. No, I'm kidding. I was half prepared. 24?
Mm-hmm.
You go to turn the handle of this beautiful door, kind of not thinking anything of it, and you realize that just the weight alone gives you some difficulty. You have to put some strength behind it, and you end up opening these double doors in like a more awkward version of like how Aragorn enters like the tavern. So like once the doors get moving, they move, but like you had to give it some push. Like you almost started sweating. But you open these doors. They slowly force open. In front of you, you're now looking into this beautiful rounded spire. The floor is shining marble. The steps are these glistening stones that are curling around the walls. There are several doors on this lower level as well. Each one has a kind of curtain hanging over the top half of it in a very highfalutin way.
Did they look like the ones from the Not Mundane Arcane? Did she just take their curtains?
Yes, yeah. One of them is missing a curtain. And you can see where the stairs, several feet to your right, is where the stair begins, and it curls up the tower. The tower could be going hundreds of feet high. It is a beautiful spire. Everyone give me this is your third perception check in a row.
Let's go.
A lot of those tonight. What's
I think
going
one of them
on?
was an
How many
insight.
wizards are opening that door?
Magic.
Probably magic. Got an 8.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
That's a natural one for a total of 14.
A natural one, noted.
16. Snow has never had the highest on a perception check before.
This, if you were
It's
here
his moment.
to see this, this is his moment to shine.
How does
Viola,
it
remind me what you
feel?
thought it?
15.
Okay. Viola and Snow, as you guys are taking in just the great height and depth and beauty of this tower, you also spot one floor above. You can see a figure in a very beautiful purple cloak, a purple matching tall hat, and pink hair pulled back in a braid over the hood and back of the cloak. This figure is carrying a large bundle and kind of racing along the walkway of that floor. The figure stops in front of one of the doors, quickly grabs the handle, throws it open, and scurries inside, shuts the door behind.
Viola gestures up that way and starts to head up the stairs to go up.
Same.
Okay.
That way.
What had you distracted, Ste'yn?
He was just thinking about how nerdy this place looks.
Nerds!
Now it's very beautiful, but it just feels hollow compared to the temples she likes and
Beau
stuff.
is
and the
loving
spaces
this
she
place.
likes.
Yeah, there's actually you notice behind you above the giant doors is the portrait of this the portrait very
Of OJ.
what's the word? Yes. In fact, it says so on the beautiful plaque on it.
OJ Yusuf or Yusuf or whatever.
Oh, I was thinking OJ Simpson and was very confused.
There was someone whose name was OJ's Yusuf, I want to say was his name or
Oh.
something.
Oh, like Juseth? Juseth?
Oh, maybe it was that.
Something Juseth. But the picture, it's this stern looking figure, has dark skin, has round spectacles, kind of looks forward as if overlooking the entirety of the spire, in this beautiful, lush, painted cloak of his own, and a large tome in one of his hands, the other one kind of overlooking, resting on his chin. But there's also there's books, various bookshelves floating about on the walls too.
Are they actually floating, or are
candles
they
and-
just scattered along the walls?
Some actually are floating,
Okay.
and then there are others that are just like the on the wall floating bookshelves.
You
But
know,
anyway.
when we get her, we might want to ransack some of their scrolls. It might be helpful for tonight. Just
Could be.
throwing it out there.
Lots of cool stuff here.
Right.
So what are you doing?
I'm still pretending to be mute.
Oh yeah.
Going up.
Okay. You hurry, make your way up the stairs. Everyone, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
My
Okay,
favorite.
Beau, this is your time to shine. What do you got? Dexterity? Oh, that's 21.
Nice.
8.
8.
17.
9. I rolled
9.
half of my saving throw modifier. Isn't that
Cool.
fun?
So
I
fun.
think it's the charm effect somehow. I have to dodge the charm.
Yeah, you put on your best smile as the beautiful stone of the steps that you're traversing immediately flip themselves. They turn and become one smooth slide.
Oh, Beau would have been
Beau-
fine anyway.
Beau and Ste'yn are able to get their grip on the wall and the rail, but Snow and Viola go slipping, spinning, kind of hit the side of the wall as it's curving and tumble back to the bottom. Before the stairs kind of flip back. So Beau and Ste'yn, you're probably about 3/4 up to the next level, while Beau and Snow and Viola are back at the bottom.
That is
What'd you do?
very fun.
And there's a distinctly loud kind of click that kind of echoes a bit in the tower as
How
it
high-
resets itself.
So Beau's gonna just run up that. Oh wait, he doesn't have any of the rope, I don't think, on him. I think everybody else has rope but him.
How much rope does Viola have left after she keeps cutting pieces off very specifically?
She still has 44 feet.
44.
Do you guys think you can do this, or should we run a rope?
Got 150 feet of rope.
I'll sit up here and we can pull you up.
Okay, so Beau will go down to them, grab the rope, and then go up to the top, and then tie
So
it.
you went back down
Yeah.
to get the rope. Okay. Ste'yn, where are you?
Staying toward the top.
Yeah, because Beau's just gonna run on the wall to get to the top now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Beau, you run along the wall, get your way back to the top, go past Ste'yn. Ste'yn, you're about 3/4 the way up, with Viola and Snow at the bottom.
Keep going. up. That way she can just help pull them.
Yeah.
Or bring them up if needed.
So, Beau, you're at the top. You're holding on.
Well, he's gonna tie it to what I'm imagining is a railing, like beam
Okay.
up top, because he ain't holding nobody up as they
I was gonna say,
climb up.
strength check.
No, he's just making a knot and then throwing the rope down.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Ste'yn, Viola, and Snow, you guys trek up one more time. Okay.
Yeah.
You make your way back up. Ste'yn, you get to the top before you hear that telltale another click and the steps shift. Viola and Snow, give me just a quick give me a strength athletics check. Just holding on to the rope.
Can I also hold on to Snow?
Yes. One arm, one arm. You have advantage on these checks, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
18.
If she's helping me, do I have advantage?
Yes. She's very specifically helping you, isn't she?
12.
Okay. It still takes a little bit of effort. Just an unusual bit of sudden strain. But with Viola's help, you two kind of walk yourselves up with the rope to the top. It took a little longer than you would have liked, but you all make it to the top, this next floor of the spire.
Is this the floor that she was on?
That is the floor you saw the figure on. And there's several more doors along this round level.
Are you ready?
Yeah, Viola will start to walk towards the door that she saw Cynthia go through.
Somebody retrieving the
We're
rope.
trying to get.
That's just me asking.
Yeah, we'll put it back in the bag.
Okay.
Mhm.
Rope in the bag of holding or someone's person. There you go. Okay.
We also
P.S.
try
By
to
the
get
way,
Cynthia out.
just for appearances real quick, Viola does look as if she is almost bloodied, but not quite. Just a heads up because I just looked and saw.
Oh, even after our short rest?
As we're walking to the room, then Ste'yn will
breathe
reach
some.
over and just clap her on the shoulder, and we'll use that free use to cure wounds that I got each day, so you're gonna get some hit points back.
All right. How many hit points does she recover?
Cleric.
That is 2d8 plus. Roll that. Ooh, rolled nice. That is 19 hit points back.
Sweet. She's looking wonderful now.
This seems.
Anybody else need anything before we go in?
I'm fine.
Give me one.
Do we want to
second.
try and get Cynthia out of that room? Or do we just go in there and deal with both of them?
Well, let's see what's in the
Like-
room first.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going into yet, so
No.
Ideally, Cynthia can help us.
If she wants to. She was acting
Let's
very
hope
strange.
that she is
right
of
before we
mind to
left.
help us. I would not put
I
it
would
past
cross
her
that
to
bridge.
be against.
I'm sure she's fine.
I don't know if she really even would have wanted to help me before we left. Like before.
Didn't you guys
all the
do each
weird
other's
stuff started
nails and
happening.
stuff like that? I thought you had some.
I don't know
girl
if she was
time.
involved in that.
Yes, she was. She came in late.
Was
She came in at a point, yeah, because you were asking her about necromancy.
That's when I first noticed she was tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always thought she seemed nice.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. All right, so we get
you
to
do?
the door.
Okay. You go up to the door. Yeah, it looks like basically any other of the doors in there. A nice oaken door with a bit of the curtain over the top of it, and there's a brass knob. As you get to the... Well, I keep asking you to do perception checks. That's how
okay.
you notice things. It's a very perception kind of night.
That's so much better. It's a 34.
Mm-hmm. Not enough, though, I'm
13.
afraid.
I have a 14.
14
12.
and 12. Okay. It's easy enough to note when you get to this door. What seems different is that there appears to be a small X on the brass knob. And the faint smell that the girls for sure recognize as like nail lacquer, nail polish, seems to be emanating from that little X on the doorknob.
So it looked like the X was painted on or scratched on.
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
And Beau also do an Arcana check on it.
Mm-hmm. Say
I
it
was gonna
now.
ask if this is pointed out to us so that the ones who are good at
Yes.
Arcana can also do it.
Yes. We pointed
Oh,
out. There's a
dang
little
it.
X.
I rolled a 3, so that's a 15.
Natural one.
Okay, well, glad we both
Oh,
rolled.
dang it. It's a 3.
Uh,
I got a 15.
A
How do you do
dirty 20?
anti-inspiration? Okay, a 15, a dirty 20. Did anyone else roll?
Besides
rolled a
Snow's
nat
1.
Oh.
Viola's
Oh, I
not rolling
see.
for Arcana. She thinks you guys got it.
Didn't Viola roll Arcana once? It was like, I know this magic stuff. I'm so good at this.
I
feel like
mean,
that happened.
she's got a +2 and she can cast a couple spells. She's not out of the game.
Fair
But
enough.
she's not joining this game right now.
You two note that these appear to be this appears to be a few effects of a prestidigitation spell. It was a mark, a light scent given off. It seems to be purposely magicked onto the door. As if in warning, perhaps.
Well,
Don't come
do
in.
we-
There's nail polish in here.
You're going to choke.
To go in, or do we want to try a different door? I don't know if these rooms have, maybe an air vent.
I mean, do you think
This
we can
just
just
the
open the
first
door and
door?
look inside? Should we look in another door? Do any of the other doors have X's?
Give me an
that's what I
investigation
was
check.
gonna ask. That's
Oh,
much
5.
better.
5,
25.
I got 23.
3. And Ste'yn?
16.
Okay. You, as quickly as you can, go to the other doors and you can kind of peek over the rail and see some of the doors below, although much further, but nothing stands out as any kind of arcane mark. They're various ornate styles, but none of them appear to be very specifically marked. It looks like this was left certainly within the last hour, but it does seem like this is some new magic. It was probably just recently placed. And only on this door.
Any thoughts, or I'm gonna open the door?
I guess let's
I-
just open it and see what happens.
All right.
You turn the knob, it is locked.
Dang.
All right.
You also
somebody
note that
opens
it's slightly warm. Gives off a slight emanation of warmth. A third a third sensory of the prestidigitation spell.
Well, I can try and lockpick it.
Go for it.
Wait.
Do you want to kick it down?
What are you thinking, Viola?
Are you thinking,
I'm trying to
Viola?
decide. There's a lot of thinking happening. I'm trying to decide if it's more Cassie's thinking or if it's Viola's thinking.
That's so Beau. What are you thinking, Viola? Are you thinking?
Viola would like to think back to seeing the Cynthia figure and see if she can figure out if she thinks it was actually Cynthia or if it was like a illusion of some sort.
You're trying to note if it was an illusion that you saw.
Yeah, she's just like thinking back to the memory and being like, was there anything funky about what she saw that might make her think that it was an illusion instead of actually Cynthia or someone dressed up like Cynthia or something like that?
You can give me, let's see, Viola trying to note it if there's magic illusions at play. You can
So-
give.
If you would like, based on the rules. So, like for disguise self, for example, to discern that you were disguised, a creature can use its action to make an investigation check against the spell
Mhm.
DC. So, that would normally be what's done to discern if something is an illusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say either investigation or something, but based on a memory, right? She's not investigating a spell in front of her. So I'll allow an investigation check at a disadvantage if you'd like.
Okay. I was going to say the investigation, history, or arcana, all my modifiers are the same for that. So
Fair
It
Can
enough.
wouldn't
someone
make that
help
much
her with
difference.
thinking?
How would you be helping her before she rolls?
Emotional
I'll
support
think
bat.
with-
You're so good. The cute little just to help calm her.
You can do it.
11
11.
Should have used the bat.
and a 19 and a 9.
Should have used the bat. You couldn't say with absolute certainty that it wasn't magic at play of the figure running by, but it sure looked pretty solid. It looked like you or I or whomever. Or I guess any of you. I don't exist here.
So Viola will just say this. I'm feeling some uncertainty that it was actually Cynthia that we saw. The
Fair,
black
but do you
X
have
and nail polish, like it feels like she's saying if it's her that put it there, don't go in here.
Well,
So what
So is
else
there an
should we
alternative?
do?
Yeah.
Maybe she's not in there. I feel like potentially someone's trying to lure us in there and she's not in there, but she might be somewhere else in the building. I mean, if we want to still go in there and deal with whatever's in
Do
there,
you
I'm
want me
fine with
to
that. Just a
check?
thought.
We could try and lure them out.
I could also just check.
Well, why
Check
don't we
what?
just... Well, if you go in there, then we'll probably all have to go in there. But if we try and lure them out, then we can just see.
do checks now.
I can just find out if there's a thinking creature inside and read their mind.
Okay.
I cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
I sense the presence of thoughts within 30 feet of myself that belong to
Hopefully
creatures
it's not a
that
big
know
room.
languages.
It's
Yeah.
way on the other side of the 60-foot room.
I mean,
Yeah, any creatures that know languages or are telepathic. Unless the door is 1 foot wide, which would be a heckin' big door, it is not blocked.
Or unless they
The front
use
doors
some
could have
kind of
been 1
magic
foot.
to block it. I don't know what this
Yes.
place is up to.
Obviously if there's magical things that are blocking it, but otherwise.
you cast Detect Thoughts, and you sense for the presence of thoughts 30 feet from the door, and there are thinking thoughts 30 feet, within that 30 feet range of you.
Besides the
many-
ones with them?
You
Besides
detect
the ones with them.
Like besides
Yes,
us right
besides the
here.
four-
Because she just said
besides the
30
three of
feet
you.
near you. She didn't say 30 feet on the other side of the door, so I was
30 feet
clarifying.
from the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many thinking creatures do I detect?
You detect one thinking creature within 30 feet of the door.
What are they thinking about?
Are you switching to use a different type of the thing? Read thoughts.
It would still just be surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's just surface level thoughts, but what's happening in there?
Yeah. You can see the very harried thoughts. It is, oh goodness, detect magic. I love this spell. Detect thoughts. I love this spell. Let me see. 103 feet.
I learn
What is most on the target's mind right now. Okay. Yeah, you can tell that this person is very fearful. They are very nervous. They're hiding something. They are trying to keep other people safe. They're upset at themselves. Kind of like you get that sense of like, I'm in too deep kind of feeling.
Kind of voice does it sound like in the thoughts? Because I imagine you hear it in their tone. It's not like AI speech to text. So
Oh dear, I am
or
nervous.
text to speech. Yeah. So I imagine there's a tone like
It
male,
just says you
female.
learn what is most on the target's mind right now. The target doesn't know any languages and is now blocking learn nothing.
When you said, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, go on.
When you said hiding something, did I get the sense that they're thinking about hiding something because like that is the action that they're taking? They're thinking about what they're currently doing, and what they're currently doing is hiding a thing? Or is it just
not a currently I am in the middle of this hiding action. It is something they are thinking about having already done. You don't know how recently,
Sure.
but keeping something hidden. And also, I will add actually, and also as part of the, I'm fearful for other people's safety. They seem to be thinking about whoever is at the door. Thinking about their safety.
us? Wonderful.
As if they know you are there.
How
Can't
exactly
imagine why.
Click!
We were so stealthy coming in, though.
Yeah. Aced it. Nailed it.
Snow will relay all of that. Oh, the temptation to just for funsies probe deeper. Let's probe deeper just for funsies.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. Wisdom. I thought it was intelligence save.
That's later.
Oh.
That's for getting
That's if
them
I-
out.
Yeah,
Wisdom save.
not a high DC because it's not my save; it's the items.
Like what,
Yeah.
13?
Yeah, it's a typical for.
Oh yeah. It's 12 plus if
Yeah.
they'll make the save.
All right, worth a shot.
I think they now
Uh,
know if they had to make it.
Mhm.
So
Which maybe that'll make them feel better or worse. Who knows? Not my problem anymore. Snow relays all of that to the rest of them.
okay, so
Doesn't
Getting
feel
the
like they're
vibes.
trying to hurt us.
Right, getting vibes that it's a trap. So, do we want to spring the trap? Do we want to try to figure out what the trap is and then untrap
I think
it?
we should attempt to disarm it in case it can harm whoever's inside as well.
All right. What do you want to cast? Detect magic or something? See if it's a magical trap.
well, Wait a minute. The 30 feet beyond, right? Or somewhere
Yes.
around there? Wait a minute. I have an
Yes.
idea. I'm going to check something real quick.
As you guys are talking about and discerning what you'd like to do, you hear another much, much smaller click from the door.
All right.
From the door itself.
Beau is going to point through the door because he knows somebody is beyond there, and he's hoping if
Mhm.
it's Cynthia that this will work, because you can cast message through objects if you know something's on the other side and you're familiar with that creature. So he's going to cast message, going through the door, just, is this Cynthia?
Message is the one that
Message is the
relayed in the
whisper.
whisper.
Correct.
Okay.
And it has a range of 120 feet.
Okay.
And she can reply in a whisper that only Beau can
Mhm.
hear.
Yes.
You hear, despite it being magic, it's still so quiet, and you hear just a short, yes, get away.
What's on the door? And he's got to let them know that I'm in communication.
We've established contact with the hostage.
Preparing for extraction.
And
Execute.
breach. I cast fireball on the door.
The whole room is up. Let's go, move. You hear another very short reply. A mark to warn you. It's not harmful. Just don't come inside.
I'm saying, what's inside?
You said, what's on the door?
Okay, what's inside then? Can we not just come in and take you out?
Kindly.
If you come inside, he'll know.
Is there any immediate issue with opening the door? It's just he'll know.
And you can, with the door, you hear a couple of sounds from within the door. It sounds a lot as if like there's some nearby kind of shuffling feet, something being placed, something being moved. You just hear kind of motion sounds inside. And you hear her respond, he'll know if I say too much. He's in here. He's waiting for you.
Perfect. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Viola kick down the door, and Snow will warp you out of the room. It's the running theory. I'm going to double check some things. But let me know if that's an issue on your end.
Yes.
Don't come in.
I mean, we don't have to go in.
Well, we technically
You
won't
just-
be going in. We'll be staying out.
The footsteps drift further from the door. There's whatever motion is, or whatever movement is going on is a little bit too far to kind of hear clearly. She doesn't really seem to know what else to say, except, you know, it's dangerous.
Cynthia, relax. We killed a dragon and one of his friends already. We're fine.
Question: how far are we from the front doors?
I didn't map it out.
Can he see the front
that well.
doors?
You can see the front doors, yes.
Okay.
It would be
So
down.
it's a spiral,
and-
basically.
Yeah.
What's the max range on that?
On vortex work,
Yeah.
90 feet.
So would you
Or if I
say,
had
from
that,
your
it
rough
would be
estimation,
shorter.
that it would be more than 90 feet?
To get her down, like to the first floor?
To get
If
as
I-
close
if
to
I
the
brought
exit as
her-
possible.
Yeah, is the front door 90 feet away, or is it further?
The front door is gonna be further than 90 feet.
By like how much?
Oh gosh, I'm so terrible with distances. Let's see. Guys, Dungeons and
It's
Dragons is
hard
gonna teach you
to-
architecture. I'm grokking it based on a different image.
Also, if you just make something up, we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a
That's so
spiral
true. That's
staircase and
true.
we could see the front door, then I'm guessing this would be one
You can
half
see
all
it,
the
but
way
it's
over
still a
here,
ways.
and then this all the way over here. But if you can see the ground level, we're not more than 90 feet above the ground level, he could still just get her down.
You could get
to
her
the
to the
ground
ground,
level.
but it's probably to get her like down and as close to the door. You're not even probably gonna be like halfway across the right because of diagonals, right? You're not gonna be like
So you
halfway
feel,
across the lobby.
Yeah,
the
but if we got
foyer.
her, if we got her
You
on
get
the
her
ground
down.
floor, she could probably take an action and dash, and probably with 60 feet be basically out the door.
She might need a little bit of time. Yeah.
Did the
So,
front
like-
door close again after Viola opened it?
Did you close it behind you?
No. Cool.
These doors just splayed open. You can kind of now hear some of the drifting. You can hear some of the drifting noise from outside, but it's still relatively quiet out there. People seem to be minding their own, and there's still that like just tension in the air. Did you ask Cynthia something else? I'm sorry.
I think he told her to calm down. They beat a dragon and one of her friends. That was the last thing he
Right.
said.
I was thinking of something snarky she was gonna say in response to that.
I mean, I haven't seen her kill a dragon. How snarky can she get?
A dragon? You don't have to make stuff up. You just stop being stupid.
I'll
and
throw
just
its
go
blood on you
away.
if you're gonna be ungrateful.
Don't threaten me with dragon blood. You're gonna get us all killed.
See, you admit that there's dragon blood.
All right,
No.
so it's been a few seconds.
You actually
What
hear a
new
bit of groaning inside.
So Beau's gonna relay his plan to them. Viola kicking down the door and Snow Vortex
Sounds good.
warping her.
Right. Anything new
Sounds
in the
like that.
thoughts? Or is that done?
What thoughts?
I don't know if detect thoughts was still picking up anything interesting.
No, that ended. I tried to probe deeper into her mind, and she resisted it.
As wizards will do.
Right.
Arcane scholars.
I suppose we're doing this then.
Cool, let's do it. Viola?
Viola holds out her hand to Ste'yn and is like, hey, can you give me a helpful high five?
Ste'yn will give Viola a helpful high five and give her some guidance, and then she's gonna give Snow a helpful high five and cast Death Ward.
And Beau's going to quickly tell Cynthia, it's happening now. So let yourself be taken.
Do not resist. You are being
Resistance is futile.
I'm here to help you, citizen. What is
24.
Okay, so that answers part of my question. I was going to say, what are your marching orders as far as who is up front? That would be Viola, who's kicking a door in. And then from there, who
right
is...
behind her so that he can cast Vortex. He will cast guidance on himself, because why not? And then he prepares Vortex Warp so that he can cast it.
Sorry. Your
Your
mic
mic
keeps
keeps
kinda
cutting out.
cutting out.
He casts guidance on himself, and then he prepares Vortex Warp so that as soon as he can see Cynthia, he can get her downstairs.
Okay.
Ste'yn is behind the two of them, ready to go. Shield mace out.
Okay. Let me... For myself. So Viola, then Snow, then Ste'yn, then Beau.
Yeah, Beau can be in the back. He can get around fine.
I'll be fine. It's happening. Okay.
Technically, I think we're trying to draw him out anyway.
that is an option.
I mean,
Something's
if he just stays in there and he doesn't come after us, he'll have to just talk to his boss about it. I don't know.
Okay. Viola, you kick this door in.
Heck yeah.
The door flings open. It smacks against the far wall and starts bouncing back in your direction. That you'd have to kind of push it back open. Are we about to do this? This is all like simultaneous action that's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative. I need to see a bit of turn-based.
Oh, it's two
situation.
actions. It's a door
Well,
opening
are
and
we
a spell going.
potentially surprising the people in the room?
They might not. They
Potentially.
might not be expecting our gusto.
Little did you know we're foolish.
Exactly.
There's
Every time.
there's a Viola and a Snow action, and then I just want to see. I want to see their response time. That seems to be a way that would make sense for me. So let's roll it for the immediate response to those two things that are obviously happening first.
22.
Give me 1 second. I gotta take stuff down.
Why is there
and I
Christmas
also have
music
to-
in this?
I don't
Suddenly,
know.
oh, tidings of
Christmas
comfort
music.
and joy. Comfort and joy is on this.
What?
It's supposed to be
Seems-
copyright free Celtic fantasy music.
Snow is humming to
Everyone knows
himself.
that Christmas is Celtic fantasy.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
That's just what Snow is humming to himself right now.
All right.
Yeah, it's epic music, no copyright. Celtic
Mhm.
fantasy
I mean,
music.
it's
Hey,
Epic
Christmas is
music.
pretty epic. It's the birth of Christ. It doesn't get
It's
more
pretty
epic than
dope.
Well,
that.
not all the songs are
Pretty dope.
epic.
like Rusty Mary Gentleman could be pretty epic.
I love that
Mhm.
song.
Can't wait for Christmas.
I freaking love Christmas.
I love Christmas, but I can wait for it because it's almost summer and I'm excited for summer.
Who am I looking at? Boy. That's only going to be. Okay. Between over a 20.
We were all rolling, right?
Yes, everyone's
Alright.
rolling initiative.
Yeah.
That was
So
Snow's
got
22.
21.
Beau got a 21. Okay. Between 15 and 20.
17.
16.
Wow, guys.
Wow.
Nice. Wow.
Look at that.
So
Wow.
Viola hasn't yet hit the door. Is that what we're saying here?
I'm saying
Essentially, you two are acting before the actual active round begins.
Okay, so they are
because
getting
this was
their stuff
your
out of the way.
plan to begin. Correct.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I knew when people's reactions might be. Just
No, that's good. Because I was going to say, if
Mechanically.
we aren't doing it specifically like they already went, then he was going to try and swap with Viola so she can still have lead, but... Or at least to lead.
I just want to
but-
let you do it because
Well,
I know
no, now
how many
it's-
times
now
it's
it's
come
not.
up.
Well, now it's not advantageous, so he's fine with his place in life.
I mean, no, we're totally rolling initiative like normal, so now you have to swap turns with her. It would still put Snow ahead, but anyway. Okay. Viola kicks the door open. I feel like it would suck to have it. Give me a strength athletics check. Let me see if you can control that as far as instead of actually letting the
I
door bounce
did.
back.
Yeah,
Did
she
you?
already did. You said the door's
I rolled a
knocked in
24.
already.
When I
Oh.
kicked
Yeah,
the
you
door
already
down.
you already described them flying open.
Oh, good job, Brenna. I was like, yeah, you kicked the door open, no problem, and it bounces back in your face. I'm like, that doesn't seem fair
Mhm.
when you got a whole plan in motion. It doesn't have to knock back. You have clear line of sight. When you kick the door open, What you're now looking into is this large study hall. It has these. You're on a. You're looking directly at, in the middle, this long red carpet, this ornate plush carpet. On either side are 2 rows of study desks. Along the walls, there's a couple of longer tables that have some various bottles on them, some broken, shattered, some intact. And directly ahead, the other side of the room, in the middle, on the other end of the carpet, you see this long, maybe a teacher's desk, and it too is broken in the middle. It's been smashed somehow. Standing about halfway into the room, you can see Cynthia in her ornate purples, as she is wont to do. And she kind of spins her head around. She spins to turn and look at you as the door flies open. This look of both shock and somehow also fury on her face.
She was warned.
Hello.
Yeah, fury!
We're here to rescue you.
Mm-hmm.
Do not resist.
Do not resist.
Snow, you were going to cast?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Vortex warp.
Okay.
Twisting space around her and placing her as close to the front door as 90 feet will allow.
Give me
And
one
she
second.
only needs to make a save if she's resisting.
Give me one second. Snow, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me. I'm gonna have to work
6.
with this. A 6.
Sorry, 7.
7. You go to
Yes,
cast
much
Vortex Warp. The plan is in motion. Here we go. We are executing. And you feel the spell fizzle away.
But he doesn't lose the spell slot?
As if it were, he does not lose the spell slot.
Okay.
As if it were countered.
Boo.
Oh, you're using the core rules version. Gross.
Gone are the days to stop the
ice.
ice. At least we
I
had one
was-
time of OG counterspell.
I was looking at it and I was like, this doesn't seem like I remember. Oh, they must have changed something. This feels weak.
They
don't love
did because
this.
we discussed it when it happened. So because I wanted to know if I could continue using the legacy version, and that's why I have a little red asterisk next to mine with a note saying legacy version instead of the core
Legacy
rules.
Did my
The difference
silly
would be
brain
that
forget?
the difference would be that Snow doesn't get to roll. It would just happen. The
Yeah,
end
but he would
result
also
is
lose
the
the spell slot if we use that one.
Correct.
So this one's a little bit more
Mm.
giving.
I see.
For
I
if you're, it's better for the person being countered. It is not better for the person with counterspell.
Yeah, alas. Yeah. I see.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
you'll keep your spell slot. We'll do it.
Unless
Uh-huh.
Cynthia, who is a wizard, also has counterspell, she can counterspell his counterspell, since we are here to rescue her, and she's allegedly good at this magic stuff. You would think she would have it.
Alas and alack.
Why are we even
Anyway.
saving her?
Who's next?
Or are, well, never mind.
Yeah, you see this, you feel your spell fizzle, but also you did not see Cynthia move.
Oh, though, if we went to the top of the initiative order, unless one of them rolled higher than a 22, Snow could just do
No,
it
it puts
again,
it
and he
back on
loses his
Snow's.
reaction.
It puts it back on Snow's turn.
Cool, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, because he didn't lose the spell slot, so.
Rinse and repeat.
Oh boy.
He just
Hold
says,
on, what-
gross. And then he casts it again.
Do it again. Fair. Hold on one second. I have to I have to fix my stuff.
Do we have a map for this? Or is that what you're fixing right now?
We do. That's part of it. So, what we're gonna do actually is we're going to take a quick 5-minute break since we're about to begin some proper fun combat or encounter of some kind. So we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna refill my water. I'm gonna organize my browser tab because heaven knows I need that. And then we will get back and see if a second counter's never mind. If something happens.
I mean, he did use
Be
his
right back.
reaction.
That's true. Someone did something. Switching back. Hey, I was ready. Welcome back. Fantastic. So, you guys have kicked in the door, have begun executing the plan. A minor blip in the plan as your target, Cynthia, was kept in place by some counter to Snow's initial casting of Vortex Warp. But then that brings us to the top of the initiative, which is Snow once again.
Mm-hmm.
So, Snow.
Your mic is...
Vortex Warp.
Oh, there it goes.
We doing it again.
Fantastic.
Worst case scenario, you at least eat up her reaction spell really early.
So the vortex gets warped. Yeah. That is that the... Yeah, it would still be. So she is first where you initially see her, and then oops, wrong button. And then she is not, as she is enveloped into a
So she didn't
vision
resist.
of nothingness. She did not resist.
Okay, good. I was beginning to wonder if she was a turncoat, and she was the one that countered it in the beginning.
She appears somewhere out of sight. But what was it? As far as you throw her, 90 feet away?
As close
Yeah,
to the
the
front
ground
door.
floor, I believe
Ground
it was.
floor.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Close
Yeah.
to the front door as possible. 90 feet that way.
Yeah, there's kind of a gentle little, as the spell, you feel the spell complete. Anything else you're doing on your turn, Snow?
Sure, why not? For my bonus action,
Maybe we should
we
scrap.
shall give inspiration. Who was next up in initiative? It was
But,
Beau.
unless
Oh.
That's what I thought.
unless whoever in this room is technically from our group, Beau is next.
Well, I'm not gonna give the no.
Give inspiration to the randos in the room.
Yeah, I'll give inspiration to Beau, and then do we see?
That's what I was
other-
wondering as well, because the room
creatures in
seems
this
to be
room?
quite empty.
You do not see anyone.
Do I hear anyone?
Do we smell anyone?
Counterspell has a vocal component.
Yeah, but yeah,
No,
from when we
no,
kicked
it
open
is
the
just
door.
that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The
So, did we
ringing
see any
through your
hand
head.
signals? We heard the clapping of the hands coming together.
We all know that counterspell ends in a hard stomping of the feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
I'm picturing like
obviously.
Full Metal Alchemist. They have to bring their hands together and then touch the ground.
No, you do not hear, see, or necessarily smell anything except some standard ingredients used for various potions, alchemy, etc., etc. Real nerd
Okay,
stuff.
We're just gonna start making my way around the room.
Making my way.
We'll just come over here. Is this a desk?
That is a desk.
It
There
looks
are
kind of
numerous
cute,
of
like
them. Some of them have some of them are entirely clear. I think the one you're on is clear. Double check it. No, this one is not. You see a couple of cracked potion bottles on that desk.
Okay.
As you sort of duck behind it or duck around it or go towards it. Okay.
Sweet, that's my turn.
Fantastic. Beau, you're up.
Alright, so Beau's first going to do bonus action for Blade Song. So I will go ahead and get his movement and AC fixed. And then I'll have him go into the room, so that would be 10, and then he'll go this way, so that's 20, and then he'll start going up the wall, and I imagine, because he has 45, if that's 20, that leaves him 25, so he'd be roughly, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 feet up the wall, around here.
Yeah, looks like you went 15 feet up.
And then he's going to ready an action, and he's going to ready a psychic blade for when there is a visible target, or when there is a target available, or if he sees where a target could be, like if something comes from a direction. So
When he suspects he knows where a target is standing
yeah, essentially.
or waiting.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially. Because if he sees it, he'll suspect where the target is.
Sure.
So where
Right.
he
If you see
suspects
something,
there to be a
even if you
target.
cannot
There's
see
a
it,
person
you might still
standing
attack,
there.
even if we're at disadvantage or something. You still want to go for the attack.
Yes.
Okay. When he this becomes suddenly like legalese. So when you're holding your spell, I'm going
Well,
to
I'm
need to
thinking
know
of-
exactly.
I'm thinking of like a Dragon Age Origins where you would have to like assign specific parameters for characters to do X things, like when your health falls under 25%, you chug a potion type thing. Or in Final Fantasy
boy.
12, the Gambit system. But that would be his
Alright.
action. That would be his turn.
Okay. Cynthia is not in the room anymore. Ste'yn.
Ste'yn will come further into the room.
Okay.
She's going to move forward and duck over here. Actually, no, she's just gonna walk straight on the red carpet because why not? It's rolled out.
Hey.
Plus, we're trying to stay as separate as possible.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh no, right there. And then she is going
that's
to.
at their exhaustion? Isn't she like slightly slower from that?
Oh, she is slightly slow. Slightly
Ah.
slow from
25
that.
feet? She's like hobbits.
Yeah, she's just gonna move her.
Hobbit
since they'll have
speed!
30-foot speed. They changed that. A lot of the species have 30-foot speed now instead.
That's true.
Um,
OG
but
hobbit
then
speed.
she will just ready her action to actually why not do this? We're gonna try Eyes of the Grave to see if there are any undead in this space.
Hey.
Do it.
She knows the location of any undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic until the end of her next turn.
Excellent. You sense nothing. No
Every
undead.
And no
time.
skeletons crawling out yet.
No skellies crawling out.
Alrighty. That is her turn.
Okay.
Gonna be like Jumanji, and the floor is gonna turn into quicksand on everyone.
Viola, you're up.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can she look around and see if she sees anybody?
Why didn't we
You can do a
think of that?
You can do a perception check if you'd like.
$19.
Okay. You look around. All you can see are your friends moving about and kind of preparing themselves, all seeming to loiter on this front half of the room as if they somehow know that must be safe or something. I don't know why they think that, but, you know, they seem to be pretty smart, I guess. Being little tacticians.
She will ready an action to attack with her crossbow should a target present itself. Yeah. I'm assuming nothing's gonna pop up right in front of her within melee range, so.
Okay. So you're also readying an action. Any bonus action you want to use? Well,
Can't use Hunter's
Yeah.
Mark until I can see the target.
Yeah.
Because I did think about it. I did remind myself that that's what needs to happen first.
If you still have
and
like,
there's also a.
well, I was gonna say if you still have like over like 10 hit points missing, you could second wind and you would get even more feet that you can move.
I guess I could second wind. Yeah, I
Next
might
time
as
it's-
well.
Okay.
And then you
I'll
have
allow
15
it.
more
And next
feet.
time it won't be a free skill check. But I'll allow it this time.
Wait, what was the skill check?
She did a perception check.
Perception
herself.
check.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well,
okay.
that's an action anyway to do that.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just take the.
It's not like you saw
Okay,
anything anyway.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's looking around like, yeah, I guess, yeah. All right, fantastic. Viola, can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
I mean, I can. I don't really want to.
Please make me a wisdom saving
Uh,
throw.
17.
17. Okay. You feel something kind of hazy and staticky kind of in your mind. Almost like a really harsh kind of whispering. But it only lasts for a moment before it fades.
Was that a
Nice
spell
try,
with a
loser!
vocal component?
Hmm?
Was that a spell with a vocal component?
Could be, but you.
Well, because
I
if they had
don't
to
think
say
he would-
something, then that would give him an idea
your-
of where somebody is. I imagine a room this empty would be pretty echoey. Also, stone
Pretty
everywhere.
full of things.
Is it?
I know I didn't put a lot of stuff in here. I made
it's
this
not
map
looking
quickly,
like
okay?
it's full.
I made this map quickly. I'm new at making maps.
You're good.
But I suppose on the meta that tells you a decent amount in that it'd be pretty difficult to hear. And Viola didn't quite use the same readying. But let's see. Nope. Okay. Some things
I
happening.
did
we're
shout
not
back
sure.
at it, though, to try and get
Yeah,
him to show
oh,
himself.
yeah. Oh no, that was definitely heard. That was definitely heard. Okay. And that brings us to the top of the round. Snow.
Let me get an idea of the space in this room.
Big room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hall of study for the arcane nerds.
Nerds.
Yeah. Various placards on the wall and shelves with more books and potions and various imagery of runes.
We are going to cast. Actually, no. I'll save that. Oh, perfect.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we are going to cast slow in the entire room.
Okay.
Does that affect us
I-
as well?
Nope, because it's six creatures of my choice. And I don't have to see them.
You don't have to see them.
Nope.
You just have to assume someone's there.
Correct. I know there are at least 6 creatures in the room. Or I know that there are creatures in the room. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. No, stop. Let's see. That's a 25.
Boo.
Someone does not feel like getting caught up in a spell today.
Well, that's it.
I'm gonna try this again later.
I will move down here. Anything interesting on these tables as I pass them?
The tables have various bottles, some which are shattered and some which are not.
If I see any bottles with liquids, I'm taking them.
Take it.
I'm not even looking at them, I'm just grabbing.
Each of those 5 tables has one potion that is not shattered.
Wonderful. I'll take all of them.
As you pass them, you may take
Yeah.
them.
Grab.
Okay,
Snatched.
got him.
Snatched.
I'll say off of that table you just looted. That was a squat round glass vial sealed with a cork wrapped in twine. Inside it sloshes a thick honey-colored liquid that glimmers warmly even in darkness. As you take it and kind of shake it, it shakes a little bit. It's a little hard. You get a very faint scent because it's still capped. A very faint scent of like wheat and kind of earthy scent from it. And there's a little tiny wheat-looking sigil that's stamped on the cork.
What if I just drank it? What if I
That
just
would be
did it?
baller. That'd be baller. It's up to you though.
Not getting
I'd
bad vibes from it. I drink it.
Okay.
I got a free bonus action.
What's your HP?
Current?
Yeah.
54.
Is that full?
No.
Okay.
Max is 57.
Yeah. Roll 2d4 plus 2.
8.
Okay. You gained 8 hit points.
Yay.
And you are now emitting a very faint golden glow. It's a 10-foot dim light around you.
Ste'yn is jealous. That was
Anything
delicious. Did it taste like what did it taste like? Was it kind of an earthy flavor as well?
Yeah, it almost tastes like drinking fresh made bread.
Texture's weird, but that's really nice. I feel great. Hey guys, if you find things, you should just drink them.
No.
Lots of good stuff here. It's like golden hour. That's my turn.
Do you already have an inspiration point?
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can't grant you one. I'm sorry. Next up, Beau.
Alright, Beau's gonna shout out, Viola, what direction were you aiming that insult?
The general vicinity of the room.
Okay, what direction was he at? You heard something, right?
Did I?
Or are you just talking
That's-
to yourself?
That's about all you'd be able to say.
No, I'm asking you, did I?
I mean, no, she's asking you, the person. She doesn't know what direction was given. Did she hear a voice in a direction, or did she just hear it in her head?
Oh. No, if she was like listening out again for like a verbal component.
I'm guessing I didn't hear anything because I said that if a target.
Well, because when I was
presented
talking
itself,
about
that
Beau
she would've
hearing
shot at
it, she mentioned Viola hearing it. So that's why I was asking her, because Bren mentioned Viola hearing it.
Well,
Oh.
Viola's rule for readying was different.
Yeah, you said her rule for readying was different, which because of that I took it as she heard it, but she didn't have that readied because it was different. So she couldn't attack, but she heard something.
Potentially. I'll allow a quick perception.
And also
See
go
how
off of passives.
Oh,
Hmm?
what is her passive? What is your passive perception?
16.
Yeah, you could where's my little majig? Somewhere in you'd heard it somewhere in yonder direction. That's where you would heard it.
Was something supposed
I
to
don't-
happen?
I
Oh,
don't.
I'm
think
sorry.
anything
I was on the
happened.
GM there. Yonder direction.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Somewhere in yonder direction is where you had heard it.
Well, she'd point that direction.
Okay. Likely not right in front. So Beau's
The
gonna
arrows begin
run
flying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or just run along there, and then. Alright, cool. Now he's definitely within 60 feet of that direction. So he's gonna throw a dagger in the general direction that she did at disadvantage.
Okay.
Unless he doesn't have to take disadvantage. I assume he would be disadvantaged.
No. Yeah.
Alright.
You still have to choose a target. Like a specific point.
Yeah,
that
like
you're throwing the dagger.
I need to know like a square you're aiming at.
Okay.
Or whatever, right?
He's shooting it in a line, so he's throwing it at this, I guess, farthest
Right through
point.
Viola's head.
Well, he's elevated, so it'd be going downwards. He's 15 feet high, so it'd be
Viola.
coming down at an incline. So
Hit the deck.
it would start going through the various boxes that are there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right.
This is interesting. I'm learning a lot today.
All right. That is. Shoot. Ignore that. I clicked something. Okay, it's 7, so that's 18.
Not Beau's animal handling.
That's 18.
The dagger clatters and misses.
Okay, then for his bonus action, he'll try a different direction. He'll throw it that direction.
Bonus action, another attack. Okay.
Yep.
With disadvantage.
And he got a 1 that time.
Oh no!
Rip.
It kind of like it thunks into that desk. Really nice, satisfying sound.
I mean, they're psychic
but also
daggers, so I don't really think there's clattering or sticking.
I just assumed that meant then after it would just kind of disappear, but that too.
All right, that would be everything he can do.
All right. Ste'yn.
Cool. Ste'yn is going to say, just yelling out to the room, "Show yourself unless you're scared." And she is going to ready Sacred Flame to cast as soon as she can see a target to cast it at.
Okay. Fantastic. Within Ste'yn, after you've
Mhm.
opened your very, very large mouth,
Uh-huh.
you you almost miss it, except you're kind of in one of your bravado stances of like, show yourself if you're scared, and you just happen to catch over your head. You see what appears to be this red kind of fiery glow starts to look as if it were writing itself above your head, and you see a rune form atop your crown. And it sits there over your head. Nothing else seems to happen.
That seems fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like
fine.
a rune is floating over her head, or it's on like the ceiling.
It looks as if it is floating over her head.
Okay.
The first thing it makes me
Someone
think of
just
is like
got
that
marked.
death countdown in like a Final Fantasy game. You opened your mouth, now here's the consequence. Viola, you're up.
Oh man. She's gonna walk 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Did she happen to bump into anybody along that path?
No, ma'am. I love the gumption though.
Also, I think unless he moved, the cone that she made was this direction, and you whacked forward.
Well, I thought it was more of like over around just next to the desk up this way.
Somewhere yonder.
But also there's a chance he may have moved in his last turn, so.
Yeah.
I think what I want to have her do is pull out her rapier, and she just wants to kind of swing it around the vicinity around her and see if she hits anything. Like bumps into any. Like she's not necessarily trying to attack. If you want me to pick a spot and make an attack roll, then I will. Like she's not trying to do a lot of damage. She's just trying to see is anybody around her in melee range.
If you're not trying to actually do any damage, you can swing your sword as a testing versus an actual slashing. If you want to do some damage, I'll have you pick a spot and roll.
Yeah, she just wants to see if anybody's in melee range right now.
You move your sword about. There is no one in melee range.
Okay. You know what? You should really stop being such a coward and quit hiding behind this stupid invisibility. If you think you can't take us, that's fine, but just kind of makes you seem like a weenie. And she will ready an action. Or no, wait. She used her action to look around, so I don't think she can ready an action.
Correct. Oh, that was those. I forgot to mark that. Okay. And that takes us at the bottom of the round. Next turn. Okay.
Oh, is there anything on the desk in front of her?
1, 2, 3. Just
I mean,
another shattered bottle.
Okay.
A shattered bottle, and you see some colored pieces of paper, as if used for decoration.
Okay.
Okay. The range of this one is... Oh, okay. So we are going to... Something unseen. Something noticing distances to things. Cool. And then... Ste'yn again. Because we're just so intrigued by your Riz.
She's just intriguing. People can't resist.
You do finally spot something. This sudden, fiery red, just stream of magic energy that crashes into you. I need you to please. I suppose at this point it would be visible where it originated. It originated from here. Ste'yn, I need you to make me I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw. And I need you to please do that at disadvantage as you start to brace yourself and that rune over your head starts to flash bright as if weakening you momentarily.
That is a... plus 0 to those. That is a 16.
A 16? That does not make the DC. So that's going to be... 1, 2, 3 of these. That is 19 force damage.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage on saving throws against spells until the end of whomever this is next turn.
All right. Can I attempt to use my held action?
Yes, and actually, I read that wrong as far as what your Did I
So
have you roll disadvantage?
Yes.
Do you remember what your original roll was? The higher or the
19.
first roll? The first roll was a 19.
I saw them up.
So what it was supposed to be was actually a subtraction, and I apologize. So you might yet succeed. It would still be damage, but you may not have a disadvantage. So it'd be 19 minus a d6. Right. Next time, creature makes an attack roll or saving throw for the end of its turn, subtract 1d6. Yeah, it's still -5, which still puts it well below. just confirming I'm doing it right.
So he's visible? The thing's visible now?
He is not visible, no.
Because that was the condition for her held action, was when she can see him.
When she could see him or when she could also suspect where he was?
Well, she has to see the target for a sacred flame.
Oh, no, the
Well, then we'll
invisibility
just not do that.
Okay. The
Dang it.
invisibility doesn't seem to have dropped. Okay.
This stupid little twerp.
That will be the end of that creature's turn. So we're back at the top. Snow.
Yes. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Go do it!
I don't want to put myself in it. Yeah. Yeah. Right there.
Okay. And that's a saving throw?
Put it too low. Dex save, yes.
Dex save. His dexterity.
That does include Ste'yn and Viola, so hope you make it.
I don't think he did. That's only a
Good.
5.
Good, he did not.
He did not
He-
make that one.
He
He's not
no
a
longer
dexterous boy.
benefits- He no longer benefits
19.
from the invisible condition. We can now
Uh-oh.
see him.
Guys. So, and that's when, like, the
Hey,
little glowing
reaction
motes
time,
cover
right?
him?
Yeah, that's when.
Right.
how
I
long do
basically
hell-
dumped glitter on him.
You're the worst. You're worse than Ste'yn's big mouth.
Correct. I do my
Glitter!
best.
Ah!
So the held action
Um,
lasts until it becomes your turn again. So in this
Okay.
case,
So now
Ste'yn would
Ste'yn
see
can do
them.
her.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is visible now.
And all attacks
Cool.
against him have advantage.
Yes.
Viola, what did you roll on your save?
19.
Stan, what did you get?
Dirty 20.
All right, y'all are both me.
You're good.
We don't get covered in glitter.
I'm so sorry you
The
can't
little
join this party.
undexterous gnome.
There's a party going on over here.
But I need a
Oh.
dexterity saving throw from our friend. Or not friend.
Now we
And
know
do we
his
get
weakness.
To, do we get to
Exploit
see
it.
him?
I'm going to bring him over to the token layer.
Nice.
He also sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. This is shiny glitter.
You can see there's a bit of. So, can you see him, or do you see him outlined?
You see him.
Just for
The
the.
more you see him outlined, he cannot
Okay.
benefit from the invisible condition.
Okay. You can see almost like.
Yeah.
Like glitter
Like
in
his
a
silhouette.
spotlight. You can see
Yeah.
the moving, like as if to think to shake it off. But
Mhm.
you do this small gnomish figure. You can't quite make out the full details, but you can see the outline of his form,
Oh, we don't
his
need the full
spectacles,
details to kill it.
and a long robe about him. Dex save, you said.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
There you are.
maybe
That
he'll
was an
lose his
11.
concentration.
Yeah, he takes 19 points of radiant damage.
Heck yeah.
Whoop.
And unless
roll.
he's not using greater invisibility, then he has to make a constitution save to, or concentration save.
I think even
Ye-
greater is concentration.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I was saying unless it's
Okay,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
kind of like item or something that we don't know
Sure,
about,
yeah.
he needs to.
He's got his own bell.
Visibility.
Yeah,
You don't hear it, but
he
it's
has a
ringing.
silent bell. He has that
Oh
improved
Lord, he
version.
ringing.
That's what Viola should have done. Use her action to get out her bell. See, I can do it too. You're not special.
Yeah, it is
That would have
concentration.
been really funny.
So he will, having taken damage, he will need to roll to keep it. Not that it matters too much because he's covered in glitter, magical freaking glitter. So what is the con roll? Or
Half damage or 10, whichever is higher. So 10 for this.
okay, okay, he succeeded, but it doesn't matter because he's covered in magic glitter.
Yeah.
But if he leaves, though, then it would matter, right? If he leaves the area.
No,
No,
it
it sticks
stays
to
on
you.
him as
It
long as
stays.
snow has
Okay.
I'm just
concentration.
leaving the cube up so that y'all know where it's shiny.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's all
Because it's
glittery.
technically all the
shiny.
objects in that
Shiny,
area too.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
we need
Anything else you're
Everything there is glowing.
We need to break his
So Ste'yn used
concentration
her-
before Snow loses his, essentially.
Correct.
It's a fight of
I
concentration.
will try my hardest.
a war
Yes.
of attrition of the mind?
Inspiration to Ste'yn.
Excellent.
All right, now you can go.
All right, it's Beau's turn.
Oh, you blustering fools! Yes,
Well-
Beau, it is your turn.
All right, so Beau's going to use 15 feet to get down, and then he's also going to use a bonus action to dash to get right in front of him, and then he's going to swing with his scimitar for a vengeful blade at advantage.
All right, go for it.
Wow. That's advantage. So that's a 19.
19. Sorry. You swing and you
Or,
sense
wait,
a.
I was going to ask before you say one way or the other. You gave Beau inspiration at the start, didn't you?
I did.
Does that
if
include
you-
for it's any DC checks or 20
It
checks?
is any D20 test.
Okay. So
Fail
before
it,
you say
you can
whether or not he
roll.
passed or fail, I'm going to roll the inspiration.
Okay.
Well, if it fails, then
Oh.
you roll the inspiration.
Oh, it's if it fails. For some reason, I'm still caught between translations. All right, so did he fail? Okay.
He technically succeeded. However, he casts. You sense that you come up against a magic barrier
Shield.
as he reacts with shield.
So,
So
you did
then
not
he
succeed.
did not succeed because he used a reaction, so
But
he would
shield is
still
only
be able
used-
to. Shield
Shield
is
when you
used to
succeed, isn't it?
potentially. Shield is to potentially
Until the
make it
start.
miss. It doesn't guarantee
Oh, until
a
the start
miss.
of your next turn, it goes. Gotcha.
Correct.
So yes, it would not succeed.
Okay,
so he now has a +5 to his AC.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 2, so he's got 21.
How did we go from what?
He had a 19 before, and I rolled a 2 from his inspiration die, so that puts it to 21.
Oh,
19 plus 2 equals 21.
I was like, how did we go from I rolled a 2, so 21? What?
Yeah. No, so it's a 21 hit.
21 does hit still.
All right.
Yeah.
So that would be. It's been a while since I used this. So that'd be a D8 plus 3 D6s.
Been a while.
Yay, finally using the inspiration I give.
Yay! Look at you guys
So-
working as a party.
That is 7, 10,
Oh, my calculator.
15.
Y'all can't stop me.
I can't tell if this is a 5 or a 2, and it doesn't help that the other side looks exactly the same. I think it's a 2.
Appreciate
So that's 17. 3 of it is necrotic. So 14 of it is slashing. I don't know if that matters, but just so you know, the breakdown.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And he needs to make another concentration.
He sure does. Whichever's higher, right? Half damage or 10?
Correct. So this would be 10.
17. Yeah. So he will succeed that as well. Not that it matters too much.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And that's Beau's turn.
Excellent. And he has used a reaction.
Indeed.
What spell level slot was that? Was on first? I'm just trying to pretend like I can keep track of things. Excellent. He is going to 3 feet him. With you kind of right in front of his face, you see he's obviously pained, but he kind of gathers himself and kind of stares you down, Beau. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is he doing a spell right now?
It is not
Or
a
an
spell.
attack of sorts, because he has Vengeful Blade on him. So
Maybe targets a creature within 30 feet that can hear him. Succeed.
it says used in.
It doesn't. It's a legendary action. I don't know how to. It's not really a.
On a hit, the target suffers attack weapons. If the target makes an attack or casts a spell before then. So even if it's a reaction, if it's a type of, like if it's a spell,
Could've seen it
essentially, then
beforehand.
it would still
Well,
take 2d8.
If it's simply an innate ability, he's not rolling to hit you with something, and it's not on.
But is it not a form of an
spellcasting
Yeah.
attack?
An attack is a specific kind of action. So
Really, if he were to cast cast a spell at you, like from his spell list, versus a legendary action, which is it's not his attack action; it is a legendary action.
Okay.
So I would not call this an attack.
And it's a what save?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 7.
Okay, that is not going to succeed. You're going to take. Oh, Brenna, why? 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage on your next intelligence, wisdom, or charisma save for the end of your next turn.
Okay.
as he mocks your mind. Just hear a little voice in your head. Feeble-minded fool, feeble mind. Okay. That was Beau's turn. It was end of Beau's turn. Ste'yn.
Cool. Ste'yn is going to move up a little bit. And she will how's he looking? Oh, I guess we can't really see him too well, just his outline, so I can't really gauge.
Is there blood coming
he's
on the
looking.
ground? Is there blood
Is
pooling
there
at his
blood
feet?
dripping? There is not blood dripping amongst the glitter.
Then we will just do we'll just do another Sacred Flame for right now, because if he's anything like the other ruby, you won't be able to kill him until we actually get rid of his ruby. We'll need to find that.
Which we won't
So-
be able to see until he becomes visible again.
Yes. So, another dexterity save, please.
Dex save.
You could dispel the invisibility.
That is a 17.
I don't have Dispel prepared.
Well,
That sounds like somebody else's problem.
Hey, Beau only
That's
just got
quite
third
different.
level.
Oh,
What?
I'm sorry, I do have that on my list.
I thought you
Just
dispelled
kidding.
something, because at some point...
So I'm out of third level spell slots, so all of those on my sheet are like grayed
Oh.
out. So I was just sort of skimming over it because I,
Yeah.
wasn't reading it. So if our DM will let me, I will dispel invisibility. Yes,
That's your action that you're taking?
that'll be my action. Yeah,
Yeah.
instead
if
of the
that's
Sacred
something-
Flame.
If that is something you can do, dispel.
Yes,
I'm just pulling
dispel
up for
magic.
my-
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. For any ongoing spell of level 3 or lower on the target, it ends.
Nope.
For each ongoing spell of level 4 or higher on the target, make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. 10 plus that DC is 10 plus that spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. And I'm automatically casting this at 4th level because I don't have a 3rd level slot to use. So if the spell is 4th level or lower, it automatically ends. I don't have to make a check.
It is 4th level.
So
could have done that earlier.
What
I'm
took you so long?
sorry.
I forgot. I'm exhausted. I'm just too cool to remember things. All right. His invisibility drops, and you can now see this white-haired, large spectacled gnome. His skin is kind of palish, like he really could use more sunlight, but keeps himself trapped indoors for long periods of time. There's a bit of a hunch to his stance, his already small stance as a gnome. But he is in incredibly fine attire. His like too much even. He's wearing a cloak behind him and is otherwise very nice shirt and trousers, pinned with these bronze brooches, and he wears these beautiful, supple leather cut-off gloves that leave his fingers free to tactfully manipulate his quills and his magic. You can see him looking at himself as you drop the spell, and he says, "Well, I suppose you got what you wanted now, and we'll just have to match minds directly."
I think you're compensating for something.
Clearly it's Hind.
I hate my charismatic party, and I love them so much. So anyway, what else are you doing, Ste'yn?
Just yeah, that was her action. She's done some movement. That's her turn.
Okay. Give me 1 second if you don't mind.
I do mind.
Well, gosh. You see him. You see him reach into his pocket momentarily. And briefly, you can see him holding a small but gently glowing red object in his fist. The edge that you can see peeking out from his hand looks like a kind of a feathered edge made of ruby. It glows. And now above Beau's head, you can see this little rune appear, glowing fiery bright.
Was that a spell?
That was also not a spell. Viola. I think. Yeah.
Well,
Viola.
she's gonna come up right behind him. And now that she's seen where that quill is, she wants to try and wrestle that thing out of his pocket.
Okay. One second. Okay. How does the rules change for this one, right? As far as
She's got to make a save
Either-
against her grapple.
Yeah, it's either, I believe, a dex or it's like an acrobatics or athletics check against it, essentially.
Mhm.
okay, against whatever she has
No,
for
it's
her.
a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Okay, yeah.
The DC for the saving throw and any escaped attempts equals 8 plus your strength modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, so I think for Viola it's like a 16?
Good.
Or is it
15
7
or
or
something.
15?
I think 15. 3
I
plus
have a plus
7.
3 to
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 15.
15. Okay. Oh, beautiful. That is a natural 20.
He's a
Ain't
slippery
no
little
frickin'
guy.
way.
Ain't
This
he?
stupid little gnome.
You reach forward and he's quickly got it tucked back into his pocket and he's ducking low from your much taller height than him. Bonus action.
Well, I
and movement?
hope you're ready to get creamed. And Viola's gonna cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right. It is our little master's turn. Force a creature. Okay. He's going to use his unmatched brilliance. As
Wow.
he says out loud, looking, you seem to be, despite Ste'yn, you in front of him, Beau, seem to have caught his eye at the moment, and he says aloud, the four of you don't even know what you're fighting against. Don't you know if you just join us, you can have everything you ever wanted. You can't be as brilliant as I am, but whatever you seek, you could have it. But you
I want
obviously
to be as
don't have
brilliant
now.
as you are.
Oh, you'll have to work and study. Beau, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Right. And this is at disadvantage.
I think it's that. It is not disadvantage.
Oh,
That's its annotation. It's you make the roll and you're going to subtract a d6 from it.
Oh, I thought there was something that he failed, and you said he has disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was
Something a little earlier, yes. When he took 2 points of psychic damage.
Yes, that was his. Oh, that was his mock the wind. Gosh, yes.
And this is still
Yeah,
not an
it's this-
attack or a spell.
Those are part of his traits and actions, or legendary action. He's about to do something though. Oh, hold on. Arcane Lash. No, the one he did against Ste'yn before, that Arcane Lash, that was an attack. This one is not.
All right. Well, he got a 1.
Okay. He starts rattling off various elements of magic something, so much so it rattles your brain. It's too much information, too fast. Don't even know where he's going off. You are stunned until the end of their next turn, the end of your next turn. Keeping that on track. That was his trait, which I'll have to reroll for. With that, he will turn to face you, Viola. And nice and simple, he's going to cast at a higher spell slot. You see him gather in his palm these little motes of magic. Now this is it's a ranged spell. Even ranged magic, that's still disadvantage with someone in melee range, right?
Yep.
If he is making a ranged attack roll, even if it's a spell, still disadvantage.
I think the only time
Ew.
it's not is like magic missile.
Or if he has I think there's a feat.
Is magic missile not?
Magic
missile
missile
auto
is
hits.
instant hits.
Oh, okay. That was the one I was looking at, and for some reason I thought that was ranged. Okay.
It is. I mean, it has a range,
It
but
is
it's just
ranged,
that
but
it's
he
auto
doesn't
targets.
Got it. Thank you.
If you roll to hit with a spell, and
Yeah. Magic
Right.
missile, you don't
Okay.
roll to hit.
This
you
is just
Yeah.
numerous bursts at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he will start with just his 3 bursts at her. Little babies. Where are they? Of all
Yeah,
the
if
things I
you
did for
have
that,
if
my
you have
before-
spell sniper, you can cast a melee range without
Okay,
disadvantage.
that's what I thought it was.
Got it. 2, 4, 7. It's not terribly much, but it's 8 points of force damage as just directly at you as you're hovering over him, you're just struck by these motes of magic. And he can't quite slip away from y'all because you're all up on him. So he's
He only has one person that can make an opportunity attack against him.
That is true, but it's the bigger one.
Yeah, he wants to just stay and wait for my turn, I think.
Just sit still and wait. I don't know that
Mhm.
it could be worth it. It could be worth it to try and slip away. He already used his action to. It's fine. It's fine. I just remembered how things work. So that will be the end of his turn, which brings us to the top. Snow.
Hi.
Hello.
I am going to cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Okay.
I need a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom save. Womp.
Your insults could use some work. Maybe you should apply your brilliance to that.
He is affronted and fails the save.
Good. He takes 9 points of psychic damage, and he's got disadvantage on the next attack roll if he makes one of those. He pulls out a sword.
Little magician sword.
I mean, College of Swords, Blade Song.
True. If he were that
There
type
are
of wizard.
options.
Okay, anything else?
Bonus action, I'm going to give inspiration once again to Beau.
Beau is stunned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes a difference. Oh, it hangs around, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's
It
essentially
lasts.
Beau is
incapacitated
stunned for
until
an
the end of his
hour.
next turn.
No, I
I
was
was like,
talking
you know
about
what, I'm chilling.
what
Yeah.
Snow is doing in case if it was just for his next turn or something.
No, that would be like,
Mhm.
yeah.
That'd be a heck of a stun.
No,
Think
whatever Snow was giving to Beau.
Yeah, she thought it only
If it
lasted
was
like one
only going to
round
be
to go
given
on.
to Beau for
Yeah.
like his turn, but he can't
No,
take
I
his next turn
understand,
because
yeah.
he's stunned.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I misunderstood. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
And then if it's Beau's turn, it just he can't do anything,
Skips.
and then he gets unstunned, correct? At the end of his turn.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so he's no longer stunned. He can make reactions.
He can react, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Does he still have the thing floating above his head?
I was just about to ask about that myself. Ask myself about that. That is
Hello,
the
me.
annotation. Hey, past Brenna. So,
And he no longer has that disadvantage penalty. That was
No,
only until his
it
turn
was
as
before
well.
the end of his. Yes, so both of those have ended
Okay.
before the end of its next turn. And I think he already used it anyway. So once it was used, it
Oh, okay.
disappeared. My mistake. New
the-
character sheets.
Killing it.
Thanks. Seems he wants to do it again. So that was the end of Beau's turn. To which he's going to use one of his fun actions. Legendary actions between. And I need now Viola to make me a fifth wisdom saving throw, please.
Against maybe a 5th level spell. It sounded like you started to say 5th.
No,
Wisdom, you said?
not me giving anything away. Yes, ma'am.
17.
17. No, that'll beat it. So it's going to be, and that's 12. So 6, because that was halved. So it would have been 12. It's 6 psychic damage, but you do not suffer the other effects.
And there's
As
a
your mind
trend
is
with
mocked.
little people being the wizards that we have to fight. We had a dwarf first, and now we have a gnome. I'm surprised Cynthia made
What?
it to human status.
Ste'yn, go ahead.
All right. Gonna come join the party.
There's a lot of people over here. What's going on? You've clearly come to learn from me. To learn from me and our goddess?
I have a goddess and she's much brighter than you.
Certain lights get snuffed out easily, though.
You're about to learn that firsthand, aren't you?
We'll see.
And, she's going to, we'll cast Guiding Bolt. I should not have moved close as I did, but it's fine.
Everything's awesome.
That is a 16. Sorry, that is an 11 to hit. I have inspiration to use to get it up to a to get it up higher if I need to.
And that's for the what?
Guiding Bolt. I'm casting Guiding Bolt at him.
Okay.
I rolled an 11 to hit. If that misses, I will use inspiration to
11
bump it up.
misses.
Yeah.
I thought it was higher, and you're like, but I can make it worse. I'm like, whoa, what?
No. No, that brings it up to a 18.
Oh, make him
Oh,
burn
this
his
is not in place
shields.
anymore. That is not in place anymore. Yeah, you cast, and it reflects against another arcane
Boo.
barrier.
But that means you would still have your inspiration because it did not pass.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And he's down another first level, I assume. Well, whittling his
Or maybe even something more now.
Yeah, we're whittling
Get him
away.
down.
His reaction.
And that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He seems not interested in getting hit by Ste'yn.
You're just delaying the inevitable. If you'd like to just roll over and die, you can do that, you know. That's your turn.
There's many things I can do. All right.
That's one of them you could show us.
So I used this one and this one. He turns back to look at you again, Viola.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him. I should have mentioned as well that when he had cast, when he was mocking your mind, you did see him kind of take hold of that little glowing red object.
then
And he
put
does it
back in his
again.
pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He does it again. And you guys can see and you catch sight of the glow over your head, Viola. The rune appears. And he tucks it away. Show me how brilliant you are.
Question: when
I'll
he's
show you
tucking it
something.
away, is he just putting it in his pocket and then taking his hand out, or is his hand staying in there?
No, he removes his hand.
Okay, cool.
Viola, it is your turn.
Well, she's just gonna start smacking on this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, she makes an attack roll. Okay, so make your attack roll. You'll be subtracting a d6.
But I get
Advantage,
advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All attack rolls against him have advantage.
Oh, actually, when you did guiding bolt, did you do that neutral or at disadvantage?
Both look-
Fucking crit!
I didn't even think about it until.
It
Sorry.
Minus.
It's still a crit though, isn't it?
Yeah,
If
it's
it
still a
hits?
crit.
Minus a d6 for the total amount.
I know, but the original
Yeah, so when
roll
you
was still
add
a
the amount,
19.
yeah. So when she adds a 19 plus her modifier, it's still going to be lower than the 6, so it's still a crit.
What?
So she got a 19, and then
don't
she
need a
adds her
modifier.
modifier. No, I
You
know
don't-
that,
No.
but it's
Okay.
subtracting from her total.
it's-
So if it's subtracting from the total, her total is not 19. It's actually like 26. So she got a 6. She still had the crit status and then some.
Next creature.
I
Well,
mean,
that
the
would be
minus
like-
6 wouldn't negate a critical. Like, if I rolled a nat 20 on a charisma check, right? It's still a nat 20, even though I have a negative modifier.
Yeah, there's also that.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
this
it's the
would
same thing
still
with a
be a
nat
crit
1 as
hit.
well.
So it just depends on whether or not it still hits based off of, like, when we divvy up all the modifiers.
Yeah, like what's your modifier? Isn't it like a 7?
I have a plus
So
7.
when you
Yeah,
so
so
it's
it's a 26.
gonna be at least a dirty 20 regardless.
According to the rulebook, when you scroll a critical hit, the attack hits regardless of any modifiers or the target's AC.
Okay.
You don't
Okay.
add or subtract any modifiers if it is a
Okay.
critical hit.
All right, carry on.
So that was with her. And are we still going with double the die?
Yeah.
No, we are
What?
so what I'm doing for our crits, because I want you guys to have a better hit. So what we're going to do is you're going to get maximum damage on your initial die, and you're going to roll a second die. So you're always going to get at least
Okay.
critical or full damage from the first die. You'll roll the
Like
second
first
die and then
set
add your
of die
modifier.
then?
No, just the
Yes.
first die.
So
So
then
roll
that's
the-
not more, that's less. Because for Beau,
Well-
he was rolling double for all of the dice that he was doing. If you're
But
saying
if
he
you
only
roll a
goes double
1
the
on their
base
dice-
die, but I'm saying, okay, even if he rolled 1 on all like 7 of the dice he would roll for his attack, that would still be better than just saying he gets 6 from the 1.
So this is what it
It's-
is. It's not that. So you're Viola, you're attacking with your rapier.
Right. So I get 8
So max
plus
damage
whatever
8
I
plus
roll
3.
on this die.
Exactly. And then for your hunter's mark, which you have up, is a d6. So that's 6 plus whatever you roll on the d6.
Yes.
So it will always
Yep.
be max plus the roll.
Yes, that's
Right.
just not
It
how it
can't
was
be
described.
That is what I was explaining.
Okay, so that, because I'm pretty sure Hunter's Mark is force damage. Does it make a difference?
The type of damage?
Yeah. Do you want me
no.
to split it up? Okay.
No, ma'am.
22 damage.
Okay.
And then she'll swing with her short sword. I rolled a 20 and a 19.
Gross.
So
Amazing.
Okay, but
That's-
that one
The dice are in her favor
is...
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What is that one? Where are you at?
They're like, show off
That
my
one's
crit.
6.
Get him.
25.
and you're adding your 3 for each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
25.
That was like
Okay.
over
And then
50
she'll
points damage, I think.
Swing.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
And then she
Uh,
starts a
47.
bonus action.
No, that was my bonus action. Now I'm doing my second attack.
Okay.
My short sword's always my...
Oh, if
bonus
that's your
action.
bonus action, then you. Oh wait, no mind. Carry on. I messed up some.
This one, I rolled a 19 and a 1. So thank the Lord I have advantage. I think the D&D gods are being like, hey, you're testing your luck here. Let's calm down.
Yeah, and he's looking pretty hurt too.
Good.
Okay.
I just
3
start
crits
wailing
in a
on
row.
him.
Girl.
That one is my champion fighter's doing something for me. They said, Brenna, change the rules. We're going to take advantage of it.
This is what I wanted. I wanted you to have good crit.
It feels so good when like we use the same rule in another campaign and I'm a rogue in that one, so when I crit on a hit it's like so much damage
Oh.
because you have all the sneak attack dice
Yeah.
and then it's everything on top of that. It's really
This is
satisfying.
the system that I used for the first campaign that I was playing into.
Mhm.
Isagu one.
26 on that one.
To hit?
No, I rolled a
Or
nat.
was it damage?
Or
Oh,
I
that's right. That
rolled
was the
a-
other.
I don't remember what crit it was.
You got a
but it was
19 when
crit.
you rolled.
Yeah.
So
And
you
then you
had
did.
your initial attack,
Yeah.
which crit,
And
then
then
your
Yes.
bonus action.
crit, and then she
Two
threw out her
attacks.
second attack.
And then my second
So that was
attack
3
was also a
crits in a
crit.
row.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna
'Cause
start
I rolled
capping it for my own
A
sake.
19 and then a 19 and a 20
Fire.
and then a 19 and a 1.
Okay, and that was how much damage? 26, you said?
26.
Okay. Yeah,
For
he's looking
73
real hurt.
damage in one turn. Is that the math?
Just like slicing through his beautiful cloak, bloodying up his face.
You
and
wanted to
his
see
arms.
something? I'm
She
showing
showed
you
him.
something.
He says, I'm so grateful to you. And when she gets a hold of you for it's going to be brilliant. Anything else you're doing, Viola?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
That was enough.
Yeah.
And I'm good now.
He's
That's
the one that
really
he's the one
good.
that didn't waddle
That was
away
like,
when he
wait,
had the
wait,
chance.
I actually do want to move just scooch to the side of him so that I'm within 5 feet of those two.
Wait. Oh, I guess maybe that has good potential. If he does a group,
You-
it's
So
a little,
there's a
could work
desk
hard.
there. You're gonna like crawl up on the desk.
Well,
There
you
is,
said
in
they were
fact, a desk
broken or empty.
there. No, they're not all broken.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know,
She'll
but I said you
stand-
described some as broken, but none of them appear. So I'm
She'll
just saying
stand
this could
on
be a
it if she
broken one.
needs to.
Sure.
I
She's
just
like
want her to
scoots
be
her butt on the
within five-
desk.
Yeah. I just want her to be
Scooch a
within
little
5
bit.
feet of those two in case she needs to take
Just
some
chilling.
damage from them.
I love it. We love to see it.
Incredible.
Yeah, no, that's super fantastic.
Oh, it's how we took out the last guys. We all just bunched together and circled him.
Action economy, its way to do it.
Uh-huh.
That's why legendary creatures have legendary actions, so that they can also do a whole bunch of things in the round to try to negate all the things we do.
You, as he's kind of hobbled over, bleeding profusely, as Viola just absolutely just wailed on him. An incredibly disturbing smile mars his face. And he says, it's not over until we fill the last page.
Is he trying
And
to
what a
sing?
story we're going to tell. He is going to. Let's see.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. He pulls out the from his pocket what you can now see is a large, thick quill, made of ruby, and
Nice.
he's going to
Is this different from what he was grabbing earlier in his hand?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just very painfully clear what it is. And you watch him throw it behind him. So it kind of clatters, bounces off one of the desks, lands on the ground. And then he looks back at you. And there's a burning little mote that forms in his hand. And before you can even fully see just how twisted his smile looks, it erupts, enveloping a sphere from the center.
He's casting a spell.
He is
Counter spell.
gonna counter it.
Yep.
Did he use his reaction already this turn?
Is
Is it this round he used the reaction? Yes, because he.
I was gonna say, I think he did
threw that
shield, yeah.
up.
He cast his shield.
He threw the shield up. Mm-hmm. So you're countering.
Well,
it's his turn right
turn.
now. So he would have his
He'd have-
reaction back, but if he's casting a
Oh.
spell, he can't exactly counter spell while he's spelling.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the counter spell. Oh, okay. So let's see. So it's going to be a Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
If we're using core rules, then yeah.
Which, if we used it earlier, then we'll continue in. If we decide, no, that's lame, and we hate it, then moving forward, we can go back to the other ones.
Also, what
mhm.
level is he casting at? Because I'm casting this at 4th level.
Yeah, he's clearly kamikazing, and he's casting it at his highest available, which I believe was his... He did not use his 6th.
Oh.
You've taunted him enough. So let me see
Didn't
here.
take much.
Short fuse.
For a short guy.
Mm.
I was trying to pull up the thing and I apologize, I got distracted. Counters. So what is the... how's that
Well,
called?
actually,
Con
and yeah, it's a con save.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like with the new one that it matters what spell level it's cast at that you're attempting to. It just says you attempt to interrupt a creature as a process casting. Creature makes a Constitution saving throw. And then on a failed, it dissipates. So it doesn't matter what level it's casting
Oh.
at.
Oh, that's still the
That's
original
still
spell? Okay. And the Constitution, what is the... Where did we get that DC from again?
It's my spell DC.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Plus his Constitution. That is a 17.
Doesn't do anything.
It
So he
doesn't.
gets his spell off.
Okay.
Correct.
So within that 20 feet, I think it just misses Snow. That's going to be... Where is his? An additional d6 for each above. All right. Oh, loud she rolling.
But don't we make saves?
Dex
It is
saves.
a dexterity saving throw. He is not.
Oh.
He's low enough that even if he made the save, he'd still be burned.
Yeah. Well, Beau rolled a 2. And then he's got
Yikes.
7, so that brings it up to 9, which I'm guessing fails, but he still has inspiration. But I don't think a 13 is going to do it.
You can get high enough with a
Yeah.
D8, but no.
I mean, worst case scenario, he still keeps it, so I was just like, I'm gonna roll it.
No, when you roll inspiration, it's expended.
Oh, I thought it
That's
only
a-
goes away if you...
That's
Oh,
a different feature.
okay,
And with inspiration, and once you roll it, it's gone.
okay.
Okay. So what were our DC? What were our saves?
It's a 13.
13.
Beau got up to a 13.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to roll something?
Yeah.
Yes, you need to make a
I missed
dexterity
that.
saving throw. I was looking at Snow and I'm like, I just said he was cool.
Yeah.
Snow's worst fate is watching everyone else get burnt to a crisp.
Not
That's
again.
true. He's seen that before.
Oh no! Accidental nightmares!
Yeah.
Sorry, what did Beau get?
He got a 13.
Also a 13?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay.
I mean, that's what happens when you roll 3 crits in a row. Like,
Yeah.
it's
this
it's
is
got a
karma.
balance.
it
It's got
even
a
the dice
balance.
even
Little bit
warned
of
me.
balance.
I got a 1 and a 19 on the last advantage I had. They warned me this was
You
coming.
want to keep pushing it?
What's the
as you
damage?
guys find yourselves in the heart of the fireball, you are taking 35 points
Oh,
of
that's not
fire damage.
You amped it up a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, that's over
pretty
half
good.
of what Viola has left.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, it's a good hit, but it's not like a death blow to anybody that's over there.
it's not over 70 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
like if it was over
I
50,
thought it was
Beau would
pretty
have to use a
nasty.
spell slot to
That's a really
not
good hit.
go
That's
down.
a good chunk.
Yeah.
Don't you mock me.
Ste'yn now looks bloodied.
Yeah, I mean, Beau's bloodied, but
fantastic.
I wasn't going to use a spell slot to avoid.
Fantastic. And as the fire comes back in, and it dissipates, and you guys find yourselves charred and burnt up and hurting. You only see this charred corpse in a beautiful this beautiful leather. You see those beautiful leather gloves and his cloak and such, and you see on the far side of the room, you can see that ruby quill. It is not still though. It is shaking, almost as if it were maybe still settling from when he threw it, but it's not. It's shaking, kind of just bouncing on the ground and glowing this terrible deep red. It is unsettled, maybe still active. With that being the end of that round, and as not technically out of initiative, we will pick up at the top of the initiative order when we meet next.
No.
I am afraid we must. We must for our own well-being of mind and body.
I still got a
can't-
cake.
I can't be the reason that we stay up to obscene hours. If you want to stay up to obscene hours on your own time, I love you and I hope you won't.
I mean, I'm gonna do that anyway. Hopefully not, but I'm gonna do that anyway.
Please don't. Please go to
I
bed.
cast sleep on Catherine.
One of a few spells I would love to actually have. Like, she needs sleep. Cool. I need to find my thing that I say. Oh, where'd I put it? I don't need you, calculator. I need. It's you. There it is. Cool. Y'all, thank you from all of us here at Tales from the Catacombs. Catch up and recapture your favorite moments by subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you journeying with us to bring clean content to the world of tabletop RPGs. Vicious, but still clean. And a particularly huge thank you to my players, whose links are in the description below. Please take a moment to follow these tremendous people and their exciting endeavors all across the internet. David, who plays Beau, Catherine, who plays Ste'yn, Kassie, who plays Viola, who can't stop critting, and Josh, who plays Snow. I am Brenna. I am your storyteller for this adventure, and we will see you back here next time for more exciting combat. Or maybe they'll find another way out. I don't know. They surprise me every single time. But we'll see what they do next time. Whoop. Safe travels until we meet again.